Jah beloved. What are you up to?
Sitting here meditating and pondering on the ways of the world today. Thinking of my people Africa and the state of the continent today. How mothers fed their children today. As granny goes down on her knees every day and prays. How many souls are dying from causes that could be prevented? If we did have leaders who cared for us today. Oh, 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 Zion and Yahweh. Zion away. Zion away. Africa rise, every 4 years, the politician say he's your servant today. After you vote for them, they metamorphose into your masters. I say, have your say, we'll have our way, yeah. Not no strange, it's cow demon crosses. Meanwhile, souls are dying from causes that could be prevented. If we did have leaders who cared for us today. Zion and Yahweh. Zion away. Zion away. Africa rise.
We can be great. World turbulence among the politics. Never hypocrite, lava. Never ever quit. Just a little bit longer. Victory is near. They're gonna disappear, go under. The leaders them no care, never tend to share. Babylon quit, the shedding of blood. Your heart are gonna suffer if you show no love. Stay away, righteousness. What the God it is and if for no righteousness. Just make sure the children live.
I pray for the future generation not to give up their fight. I pray for the children of tomorrow not to sell out their birthright. Cause when I look how far I see the strangers eating up your food. Another form of slavery is coming here again. And that's why people are dying from causes that could be prevented. Oh yes, we do need some better leadership today. Oh, oh, oh. Zion and Yahweh. Zion away. Let's go. Zion away. Africa rise. As the day breaks, I see my people rising up again, shaking off all the shackles. I see my people shaking off those chains. The lion will be made. Blood of the slain will never be in vain.
Never.
No. We don't want to see no more people dying from causes that are prevented.
No more
bloodshed. Better leadership today.
I pray.
Zion and Yahweh.
Away from the sun.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of God's blessed earth you find yourself in right now. My name is Kwesi Isonbakwa. I'm reaching you from Studio 1, USA. And we're bringing you the live stream for this week. Be my guest. I promise to be a very culture. Yes, radio culture. As I was saying, be my guest, and I promise to be as good a host as I can, and we will all do this together. I am very happy to be in the seat today, bringing you the show. Thank you to my team in Ghana from Studio 2. Thank you to the whole entire team. Today on the show, we bring you the second in the series of discussions we're having on reuniting the new Patriotic Party. After a tumultuous defeat in the 2024 elections, the new Patriotic Party seems to be still struggling, finding its centerpiece and putting itself together and rallying back as a political party to regain its confidence and stand for future elections. We hear a lot of bickering, finger pointing, name calling in that party, and we are trying to get to the base of all of it. Last week, we did speak with Lawyer William Kusi, who is a pro-Japan NPP person. Let me just put it that way. And this week, we will be speaking with Raphael Osei Owusu, who is an NPP communicator. We are yet to find out where his dial swings. But yes, indeed, we'll be having that. And God willing, we'll also be bringing you an exclusive, unannounced interview with a spokesperson from the Futuakwa, I think, traditional area, where we'll be talking about a unique festival. Festival has not been held for 30 years. For 30 years now, this festival has not been held. Why? We will get to find out. Hopefully. All that plus your segments, the reports from across the entire country, and the much coveted, much beloved, as I get to find out, agriculture outreach. The Agric outreach, it's It's kicking back. Oh, yeah, seriously, we're getting very good reviews about that. This is where we connect with our farmers and speak with them, in a language that we all understand, in a language that they understand, in a language we understand, right? So we can all look to helping our farmers, period, getting to know their problems, getting to know how to help them get over those problems. And we have experts on this matter, seriously. We have two Agric experts who are our in-house correspondents for this. Today we'll be talking about organic pesticides. Last week we spoke about organic fertilizers. Eko Bakun was here to speak to us about organic fertilizers. This week we'll be talking about organic pesticides. And on the Showbiz today, we'll be talking to the man called Jomo Huta. Reggae artist Jomo Huta will be on our show today. Once more, my name is Kwesi Isonbako, reaching you from Studio 1, Texas, USA. Welcome to the show. We'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, I will be bringing you the editorial. Stay put.
Welcome to Tucson Hotel, your ultimate home away from home. Located in the serene town of Ejisu Ichakrum, just off the Jabin Road, we offer you a haven of comfort and luxury. Step into our fully air-conditioned 40 bedrooms, where modern elegance meets convenience. Whether you choose our normal, standard, deluxe standard, or executive rooms, each one is equipped with Wi-Fi and DSTV, ensuring that you stay connected and entertained throughout your stay. Indulge your taste buds at our exquisite bar and restaurant, where our skilled chefs prepare a wide range of culinary delight to satisfy every palate. From local delicacies to international favorites, we have something for everyone. Planning a business meeting or a special event? Look no further than our state-of-the-art conference hall. With a capacity to accommodate 80 to 100 people, it is the perfect venue for your corporate gatherings or social celebrations. But that's not all. We proudly boast the largest recreational center in the Ejisu municipality. With a capacity to accommodate up to 2,000 people, it is the ideal location for concerts, weddings, and other grand events. It comes with 4 fully air-conditioned bedrooms and a kitchen as one package. Our luxury cars are also available for rent. Drive like a boss. To experience true hospitality and unmatched comfort, contact us today. Our friendly staff is ready to assist you. You can reach us at 0244 654 458, 0246 505 327, or 0241 418645. You can also email us at info@tucsonhotel@gmail.com. Tucson Hotel, your home away from home.
Ghana's best kept culinary secret.
Mark, since 1994, crafting natural products with organic shea butter and red palm oil. All products are available on walmart.com and Shopify, or visit our website at chrismark.com.
All right, and we're back on the show. Before we go any further, let's get this out of the way. Let's get to the editorial. Okay, my name is Kwesi Esuanbako. I come in peace. I come not to please. This is the editorial. For today's consideration, Ghana Police. The Ghana Police Service. It used to be called the Ghana Police Force, and then perhaps for good reason, the name was changed to the Ghana Police Service, because the group of men and women who dedicate themselves to protect the rest of the country are indeed serving. They are not a force per se, unless that sometimes they are, to be honest with you, because when they go out to curb demonstrations, etc., they are a force. But I think that the name Ghana Police Service is best suited for them. That's not the point today at all. And full disclosure, my grandfather was a policeman. So I kind of have tried, I tried to get into the psychology of a person who dedicates himself, or herself for that matter, to fight other people who are not doing the right thing. It is something that I'm still researching, and it takes a lot of sacrifice to do so. Now, that again is not the point. The point today is this. Let us salute the Ghana Police Force, Ghana Police Service, actually, Ghana Police Service. Why? I saw on social media, and this is something that I don't see being trumpeted too much at all, but I think it is something that we should very much pay attention to. There's the story of a certain lady whose story led to some other ladies who had been kidnapped in Nigeria. They had been kidnapped with the collaboration of some Ghanaian accomplices, right? With their people in Nigeria. They had managed to lure this woman into some obscure place in Nigeria where they were holding her captive together with some other people. Now, these people sent out some messages to the family and friends of the kidnapped people saying, hey, listen, send this money, or you know how that goes, send us money or we're going to kill her, whatnot, made videos, all that. And they thought they were being clever by using the cell phone of the kidnapped person to do so. After they did that, however, the Ghana police was able to collaborate with the Nigerian Interpol to trace the source of those calls and messages, and were able to actually nab the perpetrators. The people who kidnapped this lady and the other ladies have actually been arrested. Shouldn't we be congratulating the Ghana Police Service for that? I think we should. I think we should. This new burst of energy is commendable, but hopefully it's not a flash in the pan. Hopefully it's not a 9-day wonder. Again, I want to highlight the good work that the police are doing in, several other areas. And I really want to commend them for that. But I also want us to look at certain things. The culture within the police force has to change. Inspector General Yehonu, the culture will have to change. We're trailing a story which hopefully we will bring in you very soon, about a certain culture in the police force where quotas are given. Look, in certain places, like in other places, people are complaining about quotas for arrests. Here, in this case, it's not quotas for arrests. It's quotas for how much money you bring to the station each day. I hear say I hear, and we're following that through, that there's a quota that every policeman who's sent out on duty has to bring back a certain amount of money to the police station. And then each police station has to contribute a certain amount of money to the regional headquarters or whatever, all the way until it reaches where I don't know. Where I don't know, because I hear, and we're following through. So let's use allegedly for now until we're able to put some flesh on the bone. Hopefully we are now able to do that. But I'm hearing that there's currently some regional commanders who are gathering money, who are giving policemen quotas to go out and get money so that they will use it to welcome the new IGP. Allegedly. Chief Inspector Owusu, if this is true, please nip it in the bud quickly, very quickly. Because knowing President Mahama, if this comes to light and you are implicated in it, it is going to look very not too good. And I don't think that you want that as a person who has been given such responsibility. There's supposed to be a reset. A lot of that reset will have to rely on compliance, civil compliance. Now, if the man in charge of civil compliance is embroiled in a system, in a culture where policemen are going to be given quotas to get money to send up and up and up all the way until it gets to you, the IGP, that does not look good. And again, allegedly, because we're still looking into this. And we're not accusing anybody at this point. However, I'm very much aware of that culture, though. I'm very much aware of that culture from some time in the past. Hopefully, that culture has changed or is going to change. While we say that, let's also say this. Government should seriously, emphasis on seriously, all caps highlighted, seriously consider raising the pace of policemen up by a very significant portion. Very significant portion. While you're doing that, no, you are trimming the quality of people that come into the police force, right? You don't just get up and go into the police force. You pass through a certain system, you show competence, you show aptitude, you show qualification, and then you become a cop. But once you become that, the government has to consider paying these people very well so that bribery is not an option. If you pay them well, here in the United States, for instance, it's very hard, almost impossible to bribe a policeman because the checks and balances are, and the reward versus the potential risk, you know, it's not worth it. So let's have a system like that where policemen are very nicely rewarded. That way, bribery becomes less of an option to them. If the policeman is paid 5,000 cedis a month, why is he standing on the roadside collecting 2 cedis from the people? When you know that 2 cedi that you are collecting can cost you your job. Somebody can plant a camera on them and give you 2 cedis, and you are losing your job that pays you 5,000 cedis a month. So it becomes unattractive. Let's look at that in totality. One more thing, while we're still on the police, why are our cops still wielding AK-47 guns? That is, I don't understand that. Here's why. Number one, the Kalashnikov AK-47 assault rifle is an assault rifle. It's for warfare. It does a lot of damage. AK-47 police for nuclear Ghanaian. Don't look at it anya, as Nigerian people will say. Don't look at it anya. It's a very heavy gun, heavy, so to speak. Plus, apart from the damage that it can do, also, when a policeman is supposed to chase after a criminal, he has the burden of toting around a gun like that. How are they going to run with their AK-47? In other places, they have sidearms and tasers. I think that as part of the reset, President Mahama and IGP, look into this very seriously. I think we should replace the Kalashnikov AK-47 rifles that the policemen are carrying on the streets. We should retire those guns and replace them with tasers and sidearms. Have a sidearm which is strapped to your hip. So if you have to chase a criminal, you can do so very effectively. Have a taser on the other side so that if you don't have to shoot somebody, don't shoot them. Tase them if you have to. If you have to. Oko get to na so be no we, for instance. Now we will say a bonnet na so be shooting na. And notice my fans always say a bonnet to a instead of shooting them and killing them like the poor nurse Richard, who was beaten to death, right? And letting the father grieve. Instead of doing that, tase them. Because if you tase them, they are not dead. How about that? So as part of the reset, IGP and President, please consider that. Retire the Kalashnikov AK-47 guns that the policemen are carrying on the streets. Replace them with tasers and sidearms. Because I don't think, say, Ghanaians are that type of people where you need Kalashnikovs to deal with them. There are places where they don't even let policemen carry guns on the street at all. Let's say we need guns on the streets for the policemen. Give them sidearms. Pistols. Poop. This one, pistol. It makes them more effective. Any which ways. Ghana Police. As I said, kudos for the good work with getting to the kidnapped ladies. But while we're saying that, we're also saying, say, check that culture in the Ghana Police Force, where bribery is entrenched by giving policemen quotas. Let's check that. And then I also mentioned, of course, replacing the kind of weapons that are used in crowd control and in civil peace, control. So, anyhow, and while we are at that, let me piggyback a little bit to something that, that almost killed me. IGP, and this is not even an IGP matter, this is more to the president and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You see how we've been able to go and get these girls who were kidnapped from Nigeria. Great news. Good job. But how about all those thousands of stories now you take from places like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and Qatar, and all these places where we have people who are sent there, their passports are seized, and they go through all that, Saudi, Yabeka Wasempa, Yema Ghana Police fans, we the any Ghana Police asem, more of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Yabeba Beken so Wasem. But in the meantime, my name is Kwesi, a son back home. I come in peace. I come not to please. This has been the editorial. We will be back with your show. All right. So let's go straight to our first interview. Mokaya, last week we had an interview with Lawyer William Kusi, and a lot was said. And we did promise, say, you best sign at one communiso with a part 2 and indeed a part 3, right? So in the second part of our interview, we have invited Raphael Osei Owusu, who is a communicator for the new Patriotic Party, Ashanti region. And he's joining us right now to continue the discussion on reuniting the elephant family. Raphael, the Patriot is saying. Yo, you're the Nyamiasi. Now, you deal, but you won't fake a crack and one can you back. You must say overnight dark. If you can position yourself such that we can.
Oh. Okay now.
It's a bit better. Can you move a little bit more to your left, maybe? because light if you were chineba, right? So it's not showing your face. If you can
Unless I open the curtains and
so
the baby
if you
see.
open the curtain now, light neighbor, if you were chineba, if you can sit in such a way, so light no if face you instead of, you know. We almost got it. There you go. Yeah, be funny, sir. Yeah, be funny, sir. Not tilt to come and because you can come and but on you. Yeah, that's CP, Raphael. Yeah, that's Yamin shout. Perfect. That's very good. Yo, yeah, that's CP. Raphael Akwaba.
No question.
Yo, I also saw the frafra, bro, for the bar, utimika, tree in the bar, utimika, Kasabia, utimika,
No problem.
Nina, Yakan Wahasi. Yo, until let's start off this way. After the election, the NPP seems to be struggling a little bit, putting the family back together. What's your opinion on that?
Let me first say a very good. I don't know if it's evening there.
It's morning,
Well, let me
actually.
say good morning to your viewers and listeners.
Mhm.
Now I'm in Dawasi for bringing me on the show. Ade baako a ɛwɔ sɛ yehu ne sɛ political party is a bit different from what we normally see in our societies or seen as associations. Most especially, there's nothing like friendly contests.
Mm.
So in any association where there's contest, I also want to say acrimony kakra ebem.
Mhm.
And once there was a contest, it will obviously bring in divisions.
Mm.
And other political party so and yet sabi you are sorry dear na yɛde ani to nyankopɔn yɛde ani to mpanyinfoɔ bi ne ama nsɔhwɛ like you give a lot of examples in the Bible so that because of the belief and trust in God, people easily allow things to go.
Mhm.
And some of these things are bound to happen. But what's important is that say a sin tema eboa,
Mhm.
a sin tem na mo resolving in tema eboa party in going forward.
Mhm.
Say and sin tem na a bang election pa. Aya amanfoɔ are not able to fight to the end. And it always now say there's hitch up here and there.
Mm.
Now I have an effect on the political party is great.
Mhm.
But when it happened this early, na a cost on a month for bottom you realize that then people let go and we move on as a party. So some of these things
I
are
see.
not new and
I see what
they
you're
are
saying.
bound to
It's
happen.
to see yeah. Now, Patrick say a necessary evil. A idea. I was say I see any sin to
Yeah,
nobody should
obviously.
really allow.
Who said the one thing they say, still a month will be poor for kakra.
Mhm.
If really say, oh, we were not treated fairly. It be free say, why is it that we all fought for power, but a buy a section few and enjoy power. And
Mm.
you allow those people to bring out. Me now helps in the healing process. When they come out and they say it, if you want more, it helps in the rebranding effort and now the unity
Mhm.
that we all desire to
I
come
see.
in. So you allow people to pull out.
Mhm. Okay.
And when
But
I
in
was
this
saying
case,
Nipa say,
Mhm.
any party as say, am I young fan say people should be rational? No, politics go beyond rationality. And I do some stage now. Am I a man for I mean the commentary being a customer to say I feel like Saudi way I'm here a best party that aspect is there. It's there. But you see, politics and Kasa is about personal interest. So when people feel say their interests are being trampled upon, they will come out.
That's true. But don't you feel said the way you do it no matters? Because again, I think in the process of doing that, you may end up causing more cracks. We've seen that in a situation like Alan Chamatin, for instance, leaving the party, right? And Alan Chamatin is a big name that we can identify. But there are several others that may not be like, covered in light, who have also left the party because of these things.
The entire that example is not even worth it. And they say, in 2008, I was a student at the University of Ghana. 207 Congress, I was there. I experienced the favors that Alan also got from the camp of Nana, then President Kufuor. Before that, you know how the system canvassed support for Alan. So if now it's going on, I don't see what your beef should be. Because you see,
do two wrongs make a right, though?
No, there's nothing like wrong here. You see, when the system was for Alan, because the party people had that confidence and belief that even though the system is rooting for Alan, we prefer Nana Akufo-Addo. So with all the resources, the people went in for Nana Akufo-Addo.
So let's juxtapose that with Dr. Bawumia and
against you. When you think the system is against you, when you are able to explain to the people, you see, party politics now, and yet a divine system.
Ralph, I hope I can call you Ralph. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm Ralph anyway.
But still, I'm saying that seems to be the problem, because I'm saying there's a new generation of Ghanaian. They want to detach from that politicking, right, and see more of politics that results in something functional in their lives. Okay. But here we are just hearing about. It sounds like a power struggle. You're telling me different, but it does sound like a power struggle in there. I bet me a day. You are saying it's necessary, but again,
power struggle is never bad. Power struggle is not bad, because at the end of the day, we have to struggle for the power. Because you see, even in your traditional system, whereby there are family lines. Your name say Sakonya Poa, a family line way, and there was a unipan. There's still power struggle.
A decorous one, for that matter. A decorous one. That's the difference.
We have had instances where it has exploded. Instances, a lot.
Well, we're speaking in general terms.
I don't want to. When you go to the northern part of Ghana, it happens. Even when traditions are shown. Not democracy system. You need any traditional line. Say, it moved from this angle, from this family to that family to the other family. Always there will be a struggle. But as you said earlier on, there should be decorum when it comes to the power struggle. But you can't take away the power struggle. It will always be there. And you see, when you say the system is favoring a candidate, that's why I'm giving you an instance. When we thought the system was favoring Alan, but what happened? They voted for Nana Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who the system is favoring. If you are able to sell your message and tell the people, and Adiaba Akonsone say, when people feel say, we have been in the system for long, and for this time around, the system should give it to us because so. The generation that we are talking about, they did not come to experience Satan. No? So now you have to prove to this generation, so if you are unable to do that, if you are unable to connect, if you distance yourself from that generation, then you find yourself in such a problem.
I hear you.
It's very difficult. I'm digressing, but that's how it
Yeah. I was about to say that. Say, really and truly, that's just a side note. Let's get to the actual substance. But let's watch this short video, and then we'll come back to the discussion. Let's watch this and react to it for me, please.
That is not to say that the Christian community in the whole country supported it. If you look at the big churches, Duncan William, Adina Sare, and that they were quite express on the position. And we took it for granted because we thought it was political, and that was time they would accept what we were saying. But unfortunately, they didn't. And the results will tell you. I've interrogated 10 people, Christians, who are telling me the story.
Lawyer,
now, if you look at...
Okay, yeah, please.
If you look at the Baku conflict, the Baku conflict, the Kusasis and the Mamprusis, it negatively affected us. Because the impression was created that Bawumia was the one who was arming the Mamprusis, which was not true. By perception. And this is also evident with the press statement of the Kusasis after the election. It's not a conjecture. They have held a press conference. They said they were told by John Mama that immediately he comes, you remove the person. It is Bawumia who has armed them. So out of that, they decided en bloc to vote for NDC. In fact, one of their chiefs invoked cases on television that any Kusasi who voted for Bawumia would die. And so these were the reasons why we had the 38 or 41%.
Ralph, we could go on and on and on. There may be from such short clip we say there seems to be a school of thought, a certain ideology within the party right now. Said Dr. Bawumia is not the best suited candidate for the NPP at this time, but the party structures are trying to hold him up as, the face of the party, as almost like a prince royal at this point. What's your reaction?
Because the party is trying to come out with reforms that will even guide us as to how we select our presidential candidates and the rest of the executives. I wish we could wait and see what the party brings, so that we see if indeed what the party will be presenting are skewed towards the interest of one particular candidate. But the reforms will open up to people to submit petitions, whatever they think should be brought on board. It doesn't matter the candidate that you support. Submit yours. At the end of the day, we all meet at the National Congress. We deliberate on the various submissions. Then we pass a resolution on it. That becomes a working document. But as of now that we don't even know what the reforms are bringing, I don't see how our Obibeka said the thing is being skewed towards a particular candidate.
It's not about being skewed yet. It's not about being skewed yet. It's about the imagery, right? According to your constitution, I understand, when the party is in opposition, the leader of the party is the chairman, right?
Yeah.
And yet you're going on a campaign where the chairman does not utter a single word, and Dr. Bawumia is the one who is leading the whole charge. What's up with that?
You see, when President Kufuor lost for the first time, he went on a tour. If history is there to guide all of us, there was no national chairman that followed to give any speech. In recent times, when Nana Akufo-Addo lost for the 3 times, he toured the entire Ghana to thank them. No national chairman went there to give any speech. So why should it be different now? In any case, Kwesi, all those who contested and lost, when they started with the nationwide thank you talk, some of them were part of the speakers. They were part. So nobody was stopped from being part of the speakers. So the mere fact that Dr. Bawumia who led the party? Who led the party? We've gone into an election. The one that led NPP lost the election. It's prudent on him, the one that the people voted for but did not win, to come and thank you. It doesn't lie on the chairman who, logically, the chairman who was never a candidate for the national election, to come and say thank you. It's the one that we voted on. That should be given the right to come and say thank you. So if the national chairman goes and the main speaker is the candidate, well, see, there's nothing wrong with that. In any case, those who also contested, some of them were given the opportunity to come and also speak. So what's wrong about what's
But the
going on?
Hoshuna Assembly, no, when people were given the opportunity to speak, no, we all saw what that produced. Let's watch this very quickly and then we'll come back and talk further. Okay, we all know what that, after people were given the opportunity to speak, we all know what that produced. One moment.
Nam kachen se me bo mi antimi ntumi akofo adu ntimi nyere entumi wa hu se ni ntutu asem nti ya betena ha sisi ai odin krofo aba hu ntumi ha so message program no
Debbie obi ha
aye Canada Japan na asoma se wo mo me ye ntutu asem wo na gina gate o sisi ai
obi ha answer program no na
also we di impodi some few
Ralph,
Was he?
we're a snippet, Keke.
Was
You
I don't know if Abronye contested for the presidential primary.
That
He never contested.
my brother.
Oh, Kwesi.
Please,
Abronye one contest you.
please.
And to
And
say
so
yeah,
because-
Omwa. Kwesi Omwa. Say Omwa. Omu aiming at getting the ticket to contest on the ticket of the NPP. Abronye does not come in. So why should I attribute Abronye?
For crying out loud.
No. Kwesi, why
He's
should I
a regional
attribute
chairman.
Abronye, ne fighter or ne another person who or party to another candidate?
On the basis of what? Fight on the basis of what?
I was see almost so in that same tangent. Almost Cassatia acquire a fast Lucy here, and almost attribute BBR to Bomiano. Do I then say, then they are also doing the bidding of another candidate?
That has to be examined. That's why we're here. Because we're trying to find out how
Let's deal with
NPP can
Abronye.
reunite.
If he's becoming recalcitrant, let's deal with him as a person.
Why? Okay, good point. Very good point. Very good point. Ralph, why hasn't the executive called him to order? Adwa Safo went out to speak. She was promptly invited. Why has nobody invited this guy who's using unprintable words on one of the
That's where we all have problems. You see, Adia Bakwa and me, Ralph, personally, if you ask me, say, me who said your national party leadership no, Aniama bi wo no mu a enko so mo ye ansa na ye du sa baby a ye du. Thank you, Tom, for instance. Once you know, say, these individuals have high stake in that primary side, you should have managed it before we even start the talk. By deciding if it's a national program, then national take charge. And yes, candidate B and a airco and a national time. If it was a candidate's program, we should have also been made clear, because any of our candidates has the right to go and see constituency executive. Any of our candidates. So, Ken, Ebetumaka say, and me ko to our Ghana, ada constituency for for the work that they did for NPP. There's nothing wrong with that. Bawumia could have also done same. There's nothing wrong with that. But the party no can say, yeah, nationwide tour there. That it should be party-centered, not individual-centered. That's where I have problem. And can yet me define where you are. And can the various individual interests would not have come to play.
And Ufu said, the way it was carried out, no, it appeared, at least, at the very least, it appeared, say, individual-centered rather than party-centered.
That's what others almost take, no. That's what they felt. And yes, sir, and yeah, Nuntia, and candidate almost were interest, future interest, and they will not mobilize people to come in there. Because here, if you come to my constituency, there was a clear line as to the people who have been invited there. So why mobilize? Because we were not able to define it very, very well. That's why he pushed others to mobilize and bring people around. Okay. I'll put that failure on the doorstep of the national executives.
Okay.
If they were able to define it well, we wouldn't have gotten where we are now.
Rough.
But all that aside, when individuals misbehave, let's deal with individuals who misbehave. Me and for one target candidate be home. Oh yes, sir. I'm out for because what Sebi. And you question yourself.
But at the same time, Ralph, but at the same time, you say Obi Ejin who say also Okasa Emma candidate be not say Okasa in a certain way. We all know, say at the very least, no. What the person can do is to call the person to order. Onda Miche, Yeka say inai Sanka Dr. Bawumia issue statement be calling this person to order. It would have given a different dimension to him, right? For instance,
the National Party has that right. That's so prerogative. As a member of a party, I've not seen anywhere.
Ralph, Abronye has posited himself as somebody who speaks for Bawumia. He has done that. Unless we want to disregard that, then we can just move on. But if you have to take into cognizance the fact, say,
Dr. Bawumia, the name the spokesperson, official.
Okay.
So, in front say Yeraken. Officially, we knew people who were communicating for Yeraken. As soon as you play the insert, Lawyer William Kusi, I know Lawyer William Kusi were one of those who were speaking for him. Now, officially, I don't know Abron yet, because you see, our primaries, no. If you remember, party functionaries were asked to distinguish themselves from those activities. By year 2 years there, we were campaigning for a particular candidate who was a candidate for the party. So everybody were allowed to campaign. So that time no there, Minkase Abronye was talking for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because it do that time no, then you know we were communicating for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But officially, when we talk about spokespersons for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, I don't know Abronye to be one of them.
Okay, all right. Let's disregard Abronye. To be honest with you, he's one person I don't like discussing too much because I don't think he brings too much to our national discourse, to be honest with you. But let's move on from there. Let's talk serious matter. I like speaking with people like you. You give us something to work with, right? Away from all that. But let me ask you quickly. We've heard about the Okwe report. We haven't seen it in its totality, right? We've had or been privy to snippets of it. I don't know, because maybe my question that I'm going to ask will be answered in the Okwe report, maybe because we haven't seen the whole of it. But here it is. It seems as if the party is way too engaged in restructuring itself rather than engaging with the Ghanaian people, finding out the real reasons why they lost. I think that the real reason why the NPP lost has not too much to do with party structure versus the performance of the party in government. It doesn't seem like the report captures too much of that versus trying to focus on the party and restructuring itself as an entity. What do you think?
You see, you said it's not made public yet.
Mm-hmm.
It was the party that commissioned the report.
Yeah.
And those that are supposed to come public will come. But there are some of them that are supposed to be kept by the party so that the party use it as a working document. We are in competition. And you don't just let everybody know why you failed. Because people will push you again to do same. So that's why it's not yet public. But those who are supposed to know, they have been made aware some of the reasons why we lost.
Okay.
And apart from the reports, but see, there are some things that are there for everybody to know. And everybody is aware of it. That these are some of the reasons why Ghanaians became very much angry with the party and voted against the party.
Share some of it with us.
Some of them are not that secret.
Like what?
We talk about the tax that were imposed.
Excuse me.
That Ghanaians who are aiming for development and know one of the best ways for us to raise revenue to develop the country is to raise tax. And our inability to explain it very, very well to the Ghanaian people, they got annoyed and voted against us. One of them was the mobile money tax levy that was introduced, the betting tax, that majority of the youth fought against it. Then the reshuffle that even party people called for, that the president was adamant. These are some of the reasons that are public knowledge. Apart from these things, to be honest, if I've been in this game since 2002. I've experienced various regimes. If it's about developmental projects, human development, physical development, I've not seen it's unprecedented. But as you said earlier on, the system is changing. The political system is changing. What you would have used years back to convince a Ghanaian voter, today you will use the same thing and it will not work. As we always say now, that the Ghanaian voter is becoming more discerning than before. So during those times, some of the things that we thought when you do it, the Ghanaian voter become okay. The Ghanaian voter is looking for road, so let's give them road. The Ghanaian voter is looking out for school, let's give them school. It doesn't end there. The Ghanaian voter looked beyond just that infrastructure. He looked at the economy. So when he goes to the market and his purchasing power is not supporting his every monthly income or weekly income, the Ghanaian voter will overlook the infrastructure that you consider as priority and vote against you. And that was what we experienced.
But again, speaking of infrastructure, even on your home turf, Ashanti region, you did not have a whole lot to show for it. So it's not like you had the infrastructure, but the economy was bad. It's like both. The economy was terrible. The infrastructure was not there.
If you come to Ashanti region, as soon as NDC left, what was the cry of the people of Ashanti region? It was road. It was road. So what this party sought to do was to make sure that road was a top priority. And when you come to Ashanti region, we did experience a lot of road infrastructure.
Where
what
like
people will say did not happen.
The same Ashanti region where Osei Owusu got pelted with water because his constituency had terrible roads. Same region.
Yeah. Because the people of Swami, who earlier on had been promised that there was going to be an interchange, and the issue was that when there's the interchange comes, the entire stretch will be covered. So reasonably, it did not make any sense to construct an asphaltic road at Swami. Then after the interchange, we take it off so that we waste money. So what we were doing was maintaining the road so that when the project come on board, it will solve the problem of that stretch. And you see, one
with all due respect, Ralph, that doesn't make sense. But anyways, with all due respect, I'm saying that's the party's position, so it's not personal. I'm just saying.
You see, people of Kumasi, what were they looking up to?
No, Ralph,
that it's interchange.
Yes, but until the interchange comes, I need the interchange which we got to know that there was no funding for. You're saying that until we found the funding for that, we couldn't construct the roads in Swami, even though we haven't even found the money to build the interchange yet. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. But let's move on.
I don't know if you have experienced that road before.
I lived in Swami when I was in Ghana last 2 years.
Okay.
That's why I stayed. So I saw what was going on.
What was the problem with Swami?
Well, at that point, Ashanti was tarred the roads. That separated the whole place. So
that's Swami stretch, eh?
Yeah.
That main stretch.
Mm-hmm.
On say Burkina Faso cars, no, they use everywhere.
Yeah.
Because of the pressure on that stretch, cars no, fast no final,
Mati,
to post office on the overhead, there's going to be an overhead bridge from that end to that Anumanje junction. So why the need for us? Meanwhile, I cut this sword.
You had 8 years to do all of that. I don't think that this is convincing.
You can't do everything in 1 year.
You can't, but this is your turf.
When there are community roads that need serious attention.
And this is your turf. You commissioned an overhead bridge in Accra, Amasama, or someplace like that. It is some of these things, if you don't manage the verbiage well, you may end up enraging people the more.
It cannot happen at the same time.
Of course not.
Happen at the same time.
Of course
not. What is the interest of the people of Ashanti? If you are putting up what we call it, in an interchange as we run out.
Okay, Ralph. So let's say this. The interchange was not the most important thing. What did you do? What did the government do? Let's say they sidelined the interchange for more important projects. What were the more important projects that the government accomplished in the Ashanti region?
You see, after COVID,
I didn't want to make that a subject because really that is not the point. That's COVID, as far as I'm concerned, that's water going under the bridge.
We were exposed about our health facilities. So that's why there was an urgent need to look at the various health facilities. Even if not,
including Konfanoche,
Agenda 111,
including Konfanoche, which is already existing, where Otufo had to go and ask for money to come and refurbish, including hospitals that were built and were waiting to be.
It's helping maintain state.
That's not the point, Ralph. Let's go on. Let's move on, please. Let's not belabor this point because we could go on and on and on about this. I think this is why people voted against your party, and if you don't come to terms with that now, it will be difficult for you to gain the confidence of the Ghanaian back home. Just unsolicited advice. Last week I gave unsolicited advice. This week I'm tempted to do the same. I think that you guys should sober up and come to terms with the real reasons why the party lost. For instance, me as a person, if I see Dr. Baumia saying, we've built more airports than anybody, and I can't see airports, I think he's insulting me. I think he's thinking, I'm stupid and I should vote for him because he's capable of tricking me to do so. Versus showing me tangible things. Unsolicited advice. Let's move on, Ralph. Don't you think that corruption was also a key reason why the party lost? Oh, I think Sir Ralph dropped, right? We'll try and get him back. We'll try and get Ralph back. Yeah, we're speaking with Raphael Osei Owusu, NPP communicator. We're examining the subject, reuniting the new Patriotic Party. And we just dropped this link. We're trying to get him back. As soon as we do, we will be right back with that interview. In the meantime, let's go for this short commercial break. Why not? And when we come back, hopefully we'll have Ralph.
Since 1994, crafting natural products with organic shea butter and red palm oil. All products are available on Walmart.com and Shopify, or visit our website at chrismark.com.
Big fish, reading, Jumbo Hoota, AU beat. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, Mr. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, me know him a lot to focus on. Then yes, time 10 a magic Sean. Before we go here, he say him a prophet. And this offend the people every time, yeah. The women turn them dictate. And them a fake a miracle in a church, yeah. Them not care about the congregation. The pastor get a richer when them get a poorer. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, Mr. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, Eda weni, nyama uye nina ese weni, intora uche nina eda weni. Whoa, Franto wadani anointing oil, it's your su wadani holy water. Fake malam suwa choke one corner, confuse wadada obi suji ni sika. You know, bomo. Any day Japan we fair obomo, fair kono ba fair obomo. Watch out now, we fair man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, Mr. Man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now. Big nonsense, I call your member. But I sleep with the pastor in the churchyard. I see how the pastor mommy dress up. She a pump her hip boom every time, yeah. I lick a children she a deal with. I fake them, I fake in a churchyard. Selling everything a churchyard. Them a give people ton men a 10 a pastor. Me say, and for them skin bleaching. What you see them a stealing. In a day name of the Holy Spirit. Give me the fire, make me bend on the evil man. Them me say, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, Mr. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now.
So therefore, it is very real. Won't you? What should be? One Casamoya descendant, one church.
Blood of the slain will never be in vain.
Never.
Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Whoa, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kusi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa. From African perspective. Hot a fire burn them. Red lava done them. Diarrhea run them. The wrath of God upon them.
Lie on your teeth, yourselves on fire. You're killing people every day. Anytime you open your mouth, I feel like you're leading my people astray.
Government by family and friend. Corruption never end. You tell us said you are God sent, but when we turn around the bend, you thieving with a pen. Waffy with family, and I struggle for fed. And when you come after way, like the cock on the end. What a pity when we sell our dignity as spent. Politicians them attack we from the rear end. Leave it to a dead end. And the fake preacher telling I and I feel repent. With the money in my pocket is the mountain again. And when the gap are ever widen, fences can mend. So this question I send.
Where the money there? 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 Where the money there?
And me say where the money there?
I don't know.
Whoa, at the fire bonding. All right, and just like that, we are back. I think we have Ralph back. He had a little issue with the connection, but he is back with us. Ralph, thank you very much for reconnecting. Yada CPE. I don't know if you got my last say now, but I was saying, sir, I was actually offering unsolicited advice. As I did
you said something about say we left Confanoche for the king to come and help him.
No, we went past that. I don't want us to belabor that. I want us to move on from there. The point I'm making is that do you think, sir, corruption, or at least the perception thereof, was also a huge contributor to the reason why your party lost now?
And so I like when he said a seed. At the back this time around, NBC, a BTA into it was the use of not traditional media per se, but social media. So that now the voting population, the CNPA youth, and among social media in their group. So the various campaigns are NBC about corruption on social media, any effect on our campaign. In addition to that, the various traditional media houses, their agenda on corruption against the NPP party also had an effect. If we say members within the party were corrupt, I will not agree to it, because just mere saying that someone is corrupt doesn't make him corrupt. But if there were evidence that were sustainable at court to show that really this person, that person person were engaged in corrupt actor, I would have said then corruption was one of the reasons why we saw. But if you say perceived, that is where we did not do well as a party.
Okay, my use of the word perceived, no, it's not to cloak the fact that there are things that are common sense, right? There are things that you don't need to be a lawyer or anything to go through. One thing I hear suffer from, okay, one thing I hear suffer from is this thing where we think for people, right? So we'll sit in our little corners and we'll be like, oh, I'm not corrupt because X, Y, and Z. But the person looking at you, they're looking at a hole in the ground that cost $54 million. How else are you going to explain that? And then your explanation to that will be like, oh, until it has gone through a court process. No, they'll vote you out before the court process.
No. How do you attribute the building of a structure and it did not reach completion? How did you impede corruption into it?
Because we all know the processes through which the finances were acquired. This is not.
So if the processes were wrong, there are avenues for dealing with the processes.
Exactly the point.
What
And it's called corruption.
What aspect of it is corrupt? It's corruption.
No.
Which aspect of it?
First of all, and we see this is the thing.
Do our laws allow for source sourcing?
It's not about source sourcing.
When?
It's not about source sourcing. Can practically lie to Parliament about the cost of the building. The way he got the money. Initially, we were told that former President Akufo-Addo, was going to build the thing on his own. It ended up being a national burden. Nana, these are the things that make us say, if you guys do not accept and come to terms with it, and you continue on the tangent of trying to skew it.
See, misappropriation is not corruption.
Get the confidence.
If it's misappropriation, it's a different thing altogether. Misappropriation is not corruption.
No.
If this money, you see, if I have 1,000 cities.
Semantics.
No. It's not about semantics. No.
Can you treat on misappropriation corruption? And misappropriation here.
Corruption.
Okay.
Misappropriation here. Sikaway 50 cities. Yes, Fakoto Kosuya. And I would Akwato Emo.
Okay.
And then misappropriation.
Okay.
And the corruption is different. So misappropriation is there.
You can say causing financial, to the state. You can no causing
financial loss to the state. Which aspect and causing financial loss here?
If you take $56 million of the taxpayers' money and dig a hole in the ground, and no cry, compensations that came with it, no more.
When you report in it,
report on what?
The president, Emma auditing firm,
President Akufo-Addo.
Akufo-Addo.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
When almost have you forgotten?
Ralph.
When the various board members.
Again, let me say, if you guys do not detach yourself from this, you can't say spin doctoring. And come to terms with the fact that the Ghanaian people are angry because these things happen.
Not aware. So let's tell them.
And didn't raise it up.
Let's tell them, say.
It's the Bimukase apologize.
They were imputing corruption. Board maybe the president asked, there's this reputable auditing firm to do auditing about it.
Yeah, I think it was KPMG or so.
Yeah, to do audit about it.
But what
so let's get the audited report.
No.
What is wrong is wrong. I don't support what is wrong. Because at the end of the day, Ghana for So if Obi Bonia, let's do with the person. We shouldn't shield anybody. So we are misappropriating funds. Now your laws, no, there are laws that deals with misappropriation. Let the law deal with the person.
So,
that's my belief.
FYI, a friend of the show watching, right, has sent a text or Sibin Kancho said, misappropriation is a subset of corruption. Culture. Also, misappropriation is a subset of corruption. Just Sibin Kancho. Thank you, lawyer. Thanks a lot. Consumer be Ralph. Look at your consumer be.
Because if you made the answer, you see the onion, then say you free say a man for be anamo 2 or 2 years. And what the cause are. There are various laws that should deal with them. Let the law deal with them.
Okay.
But at the end, I'm going to say, now we couldn't do everything in 8 years. So we should have prioritized the Ashanti region.
Mm-hmm.
What is the interest of the people of Ashanti? Abrayere free the political interest as well. But the usual top-down approach towards development, we feel that they need that. Let's go and do that. And after all what we did in Ashanti region, they were complaining. I think this is a big lesson now. I was here. With all the infrastructure, interchanges are here in Accra. So we failed miserably in Accra. I think it's an area also. Yes, in America say report to everyone more. It's not for public consumption. Those that we have to deal with it in-house. We are going to deal with it in-house. There was a bad public, it will come public. So that's when we get opportunity, we get another opportunity, we will work towards the good and the betterment of our country.
And getting that other opportunity, depends largely on you being truthful to yourself as a party. Because even after the elections, I see some of the communication coming from the party and not from no mean people. Yes, you say, and yeah, we're talking about highly placed people in the party, and the things that they will be saying, seem to be like they're insulting our intelligence. Let's take the very recent one, for instance, the city gains, right, against the dollar. The communication is that the government but it's because the dollar certain the BRICS people are not signing up for the dollar anymore. BRICS has been here for how many years now? And then you compare the city's gain to other currencies in the sub-region. They are not doing as well. So if it was that now, there should be a reflection here too. You hear things about, and even the body language of some of these people in authority, speaking for your party. I feel the party should learn that Ghanaians cannot be lied to like that's our politics now. Rollins and you yourself made a point. Some time ago, right? Obibeke said, no way I Jumama party, but the current generation, they were not there to experience that. And to catches the Rollins who are you expecting to react to that?
Well, see, I don't think that the whole thing we are deviating from it. Because when the Baumia had the opportunity to speak to Ghanaians or some of these things that should be made public, he said it. Arrogance of power, he said it. Perceived corruption, he said it. Our inability to listen to the people when they said, levy, Mamun Fama, game tax, Mamun Fama, he admitted it. And these are the tangents that we are going. But it is equally important that if NDC is taking credit for everything that is happening now, the important thing is for us to also tell Ghanaians where we started from, which has brought about this success that Ghana is talking. Because most of the things that are happening now did not start in the last 4 months.
Like what?
So as a political party, if now we are talking about embedded chip system in a passport, that was started, the agreement was signed in 2022. And now it has come to
talk about the economy and
then someone tell me that it was done in the last 4 months. As a communicator who knows when it started, I shouldn't sit down and say because I have to let Ghanaians know I'm sorry, so I'll not tell the Ghanaian people how it came about. If someone goes to fly a drone and he's happy about it, I shouldn't tell the Ghanaian people the story behind the bringing of the drone. I should say it. If the city is doing well, I shouldn't tell Ghanaians that the gold for oil thing that was started.
No, sir. Gold for oil didn't do nothing. None. Zero. Move on to the next thing. That gold for oil thing, no, please. Otherwise, explain to me how that happened. Gold for oil didn't do a damn thing. Excuse my French. Gold for oil is not a good policy. It's not even a good policy. Let's not even go there. But please go on. It's a platform, not me. Oh, please don't let's lose you again. Radio culture. Ralph, you still there? Hello. We lost Ralph again. We'll try and get him back to wrap up the interview, and then we'll move on to the rest of the show. We still have your package for the day. We have the reports from across Ghana. We also have your showbiz today coming up with a man called Jomo Huta. I think we have Ralph back. Let's bring him back for the rest of the discussion. Ralph, please go on.
Yeah, so in as much as we have to admit some of our follies, it's equally important that we state the thing as it is.
Okay.
That
all right.
In the last 4 months, even though something has gone on, it was not just because of what we have experienced in the last 4 months, but it started from somewhere that they are continuing. I think when we tell the Ghanaian people, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, fair enough. As long as you're not insulting our intelligence, right?
Oh, no,
because,
really, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm saying some of the things that we hear is just like common insults to our, you know. But anyway, let's move on. There's been some discussion about retiring both Kennedy Japong and Bawumia as the flag bearers of the party. People are talking about these two creating too much heat. Let's put them aside and look for different faces to head the party. What's your reaction on that, Ralph?
You see, as a democratic party, it will not make sense for anybody to suggest that we should retire people when they qualify and they want to contest. Those that are better than the two candidates should tell Ghanaians and the people, the voters, the delegates, that based on this and that, I'm better than the two who vote for me. And if the people decide you are a candidate that can win as power, then they will present the person.
Okay.
As it is now, you see, not too long ago, about 2 years ago, we experienced the same thing in the NDC. Between Dufour and John Mahama. It happened. Letters were written.
It was never this acrimonious. It was never this acrimonious.
It was.
I never heard anybody on radio from either camp calling the other person, say, "Oh, you Jimmy for where Jimmy were bought them."
So what is worse than telling someone said, "Onomunsa in a letter which was published"?
No, that came from the NPP.
How did it come from the NPP?
Hope Sinadoya saying that he started that when he was in the NPP.
Was the NPP in contest? No. I will never take that.
Ralph, don't let you see.
I will never take that.
A little credit.
So you thought so what were they doing between Dufour and
and John Mahama. What are they doing? Even so, Ralph, even so, Onomensa versus with Jimmy Wabodam or a bay for was small bison by one second. All in one interview. Jimmy Wabodam or a bay for was small bison by one second. Said by a Bronya in one interview. One interview.
Akwesi, we have had radio presenters who speaks for John Mahama saying worse things than what you are talking about.
They said before you be before with Jimmy Wabodam.
Worse things. I don't want to mention names. Worse things.
Anyway, I wouldn't.
I
never heard that, but I'll give you the benefit of that because it's really not.
A top party person said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia behaved like I don't want to even mention it. A top hierarchy party person of the NDC said that when he's on stage, the way he danced, he looks like it happened. So
that's cross party. That's not intra party. That's cross party, and that's for that one. That's what you
people insult do. Here, which is bad. If it happened, they say another platform is bad. Whatever is bad is bad. That's why we are discussing it. So these things that we are saying,
the NPP.
We are saying it will die off very soon.
You think so?
It will die off.
The elders, you don't think the elders need to step in?
We saw this during the Fonka games. It happened. Between the camp of Nana Kunedu and John Mahama, it happened.
It's
and John Mahama, it happened. At the end of the day, the dust was settled, and now John Mahama is president.
And even before John Mahama will become president, the party was able to put itself together to give Professor Mills a resounding endorsement. And they've kept that together until now when they've given John Mahama a resounding endorsement. So they must have found something. Maybe.
It's because they have power now. Those things that happened earlier on, we've forgotten of
when they gave John Mahama the endorsement, they were in opposition. What are you talking about?
There's power. So
no. Hold on, Ralph.
People don't talk about it. What happened? Kwaku and Yudo is no more part of the party. What happened? What Kwaku and Yudo was
why is Kulafuko no more a member of your party? What happened?
He's a member of the party. He does not do day-to-day affairs of the party, but he's a member of the party. Yes, he's a member of the party. He has not resigned.
What about Hopsin Adeye?
What about another political party?
What about Nano Hinunto?
To join a political party. But you see,
he did not join a political party before he joined the political party.
Yes. A month to election, Alhaji Issa, who was the campaign manager of then President Kufuor, moved camp and joined the NDC. So if a party functionary moves to another political party, it doesn't change anything. If you are going to win, you are going to win. This will not be the first time. We saw Alote Jacob, who was even a former regional chairman of a party of the NDC, moving camp to the NPP. The NPP did not win. So this, someone cross-carpeting, it happens in politics. It's about how you manage it. Because you can't force people to stay in one place.
Let's not digress. The point that I was making, and you said I was wrong. I hope you're going to show me where I was wrong, because what I was stating is that after all this, the party was able to reunite behind Professor Mills. That reunity has been intact until now. During the Mahama and Kojo Bonsu and Dufour contest, there was a contest. But after the contest, they rallied together as a party. Not so with the NPP. I don't want them to count. So if you're going to equalize,
rally together as a party.
What's it saying?
After the contest, we rallied together as a party, campaign for power, and we did not win. I don't want to believe that a unity in Quentin and me.
I have a feeling you are bringing
you don't need to be a friend with someone before you can work with him.
Let me ask you this.
You don't have to.
Let me ask you, do you think or do you think not, sir, it's time that the elders in the NPP stepped in to restore sanity?
Well, so let's look at the reforms. What will come out of the reforms?
Before the others come in.
I have a problem with the constitution. If our constitution is saying when you are in power, the leader of the party is the president. What becomes of the national chairman? But say we a political party, now we need power. Now we jai government now, and now also no buy to do anything now. The effect comes on the political party. So the political party should be stronger than the government. And that bit of say when we are in power, we give the highest authority or function to the president is even wrong. I think there are other aspects of the constitution now. Maybe the reforms will take care of it. Because you see, say, why way now we a nipa so mundi bibianim before the reform come. They will do things to favor them. But the reform never, it will direct us to what we want. And that will help us to get the best people for our party. So I believe that it is July. By July we'll be done with it. And based on the reform will dictate or direct as to who we want now as a leader of the political party.
Okay. That's it. The CP Ralph. The CP Nombre. Before we go, Dr. Baumia and Ken Japan. At least people are looking at these two as the potential flag bearers. I think that at least they have peaked, right? There may be others who are lurking in the back who may want to also show up at some point. Aside these two, do you see any other people who may be, potential flag bearers for the party for your next election?
You see, party politics, and yet born out of divinity. Say, Yesha, home no edge way. Say, Yemfanomiti on him. And yet, people who make incursions, then we examine them. Anybody or dream say is better than the two. To make that incursion, then we will examine that person. But and yes, will be to one more. Now, I say, and family home. Media me baby no more farming. No. In the democratic dispensation, we don't do things that way. So we all say he is better than the two. To make the necessary incursion. Then we will examine him. If he's better than the two, then we bring the person on board.
Okay.
That's what
finally, all right. Finally, last week, the lawyer William Kusi side, he made a comment be about bringing Paula Foko and Kwabene Japan and others back into the party. And not only, and this is something that has been echoed by Kennedy Japan earlier, but he thinks that we should go beyond that. The party should go beyond that. The party should actually give them back their positions as a form of compensation. What's your reaction to that?
Bringing those people back into the party to play various active roles, I support it. Already, Kwabene Japan has been there. During the campaign, he was part of the entourage. He campaigned alongside the then President Akufo-Addo. So Kwabene Japan is already in. For Afoku, he has not officially written to the party that he has resigned. So I still believe that he is a member of the NPP. Obi Obe qualified, say, Nano Hinto, if you allow them, someone so they can't be into now it makes sense. No, see a poor match. Let's bring them on board. But in this democracy here, you cannot compensate people with positions. It may be a term. Now there was no best secretary than Dambotu. It may be a term. The first Dambotu, was one of the best secretaries then does not mean he can be a best secretary today. The dynamics and the generations are different.
Interesting.
So we cannot compensate people with positions.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, but that was it. Raphael Osei Owusu, thank you very much for your time today. This is not going to be the end, of course. Cecilia Yenye who said, you've been a good source of information and insight. You can be sure that we'll be reaching you a lot more.
And Lawyer Kusi is my senior.
I see.
We all attended the same senior high school.
I see. Which high school is that?
Osei Owusu.
Oh, okay. OT.
We are all Abrimpo, so he's my senior.
Nice.
And we are good friends. We are very, very good friends.
Interesting. Maybe one day we should have the two of you together on the show. And then we'll see what happens.
Whenever we are paired with on radio, I decline. Whenever we are paired on radio, I decline.
Why? You're afraid of his punches?
He was someone that I was taking inspiration from.
Okay.
And it will be once that we are not in the same camp. If after the election, then we can meet on a platform and talk about our candidates. But to go on one platform and debate on various candidates and their impact, and no, I will decline.
I see. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So maybe one day we can get you together when there's no campaigning going on to speak about general party matters.
If we are talking about the passion that he has when it comes to party management and party organization, I said the same pattern. The unfortunate aspect is I am a regional executive in coach because I'm the secretary to the regional communication team. So when I'm speaking, I'm a bit guided.
Mm-hmm.
But if
so
it was to be my...
Let me ask you, during the elections, whose camp were you in?
Oh, because of my position as a constituent secretary, I never openly supported any candidate. I was then a strong Alan person. I was a strong Alan person.
I see.
But because of my position as a constituent secretary, I didn't openly campaign for it.
Let me push you a little to the wall. Between Mahmoud Bawumia and Kennedy Japan, who would make a better candidate for you? For the next
Between Bawumia and Ken?
Yes.
The unfortunate thing I see is that I cannot make that decision for the majority of the NPP people. So let's wait for the majority to take that decision.
I would have been surprised if I got an answer from you. I knew I wasn't going to do it. I was doing adventures. Ralph, thank you very much. And that's the power. Over to you. God bless you. Thank you so much. All right. Raphael Osei Owusu, communicator for the New Patriotic Party, doing us the honors for the second in the series of discussions. Next week, God willing, we'll try and bring somebody from the national executive, the national headquarters, or whatever they call it, and then we will have one more discussion on this subject before we bring a closure. In the meantime, we still have your Agric segment, Agric outreach coming up. The report. Reporters, please go in the green room. We're getting ready for the reports coming up. And of course, we also have your Showbiz today with Joe Mohuta.
girl.
Oh, my Ghana. I didn't hear.
Street Studios, girl. Big Fish reading Jomo Huta. Hey, you big man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, Mr. Man. Are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now. Me know him a little fucker star. Then yes, time 10 a magician. Before we go here, he say him a prophet. And this event the people every time, yeah. The women turn them victims. And them a fake a miracle in a church, yeah. Them not care about their congregation. The pastor get a richer when them get a poorer. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, Mr. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh, now, Edaweni, Nyama Uye Nina Eseweni, Indora Uche Nina Edaweni, whoa, hey, Dani anointing oil, it's your suwa Dani holy water. Yeah. Lord have mercy. Yes, I know. Right now, I know now. Yes, I know. I know now, yes, I know.
Radio culture.
I know now, yes, I know.
Radio culture.
I know now, yes, I know.
Yes, indeed. I know the man called Jomo Huta, who is joining us now. Yes, Jomo Wagwan.
Everything bless up, my lad. My lad, everything nice. Nice.
Showbiz today on the live stream here on iCulture TV, Radio Culture. Jomo.
Give thanks. Yeah.
Yes. For those who don't know you, Jomo, who is Jomo Huta?
Jomo Huta is a humanitarian musician and a founder of Stabler Foundation International, which is a Pan-African organization based here in Ghana.
Nice. And also, of course, you are an artist, because that's what we talk about, reggae music. Tell us a bit about your music.
Right, I call it it's reggae. Actually, I'm a reggae artist, and I am a humanitarian artist, because what I do is to do project works with my music. I've been doing several project works with organizations outside. I did with Reparation Committee in the UK. I did a reparation song for them. I did a Free West Papua. Papua is still colonized by Indonesia. I did a song for them. I did Israel-Palestinian conflict. I did Free Palestine for that particular project. And I also did Ukraine-Russia work with AB Music in UK. So I've been on the field, as a musician for some time now.
Interesting. Why do you choose that tangent, though? Why do you choose to connect your music with humanitarian works? What's the idea?
Yeah, I see music or reggae music as a tool, that can break, it's a tool. It's a tool that is even dangerous than a weapon, a gun. Because if I say dangerous, you can use music to even create wars wars in the world. You can use music to also bring peace in the world. So I open my mind as I run an NGO. I see it to be a privilege to also send my voice out to help people. So all these songs that I did, the money goes back to organizations that help refugees in those countries. So that's my mission.
I see. So let's talk a little bit about your musical journey.
Right.
At what point did you find that you are musically inclined?
You know, the whole musical thing started from home because my father was a reverend minister. So we grew up with the keyboard, and music is compulsory. You have to join the church choir at a tender age. So I joined the church choir. Later on, I learned how to read the surface of music. So I represent my school on this musical competition that we read surface, and I became first, you know. Then I move on to the district, and I represent in the regional level. So I can say that the music started from deep when I was a little boy, because I also grew up to meet my grandfather, who at then was also a second vice president for musical, Togbe Edina Mansa. So my first recording I did with the whole military band. That was the first time I recorded a song. After I went to him and I told him that this is my song. He said I should follow him to the training, because then he was leading the band, the military band. So I recorded with them. That was my first demo I did with live band. You know.
Wow.
Yes. Before.
Do you remember that song?
Yes. Now I can't recall, but I can't recall. But I have songs like. I know now, yes, I know. All these songs are developed from that particular work way back. Because most of my songs you hear today are some are 10 years, some are 15 years, and there are songs that I wrote way, some are 20 years, you know. So way back songs, and I also have songs like Everywhere You Go There Is Rastaman. Those days, you know, when we were using Sponge to do locks at school entertainment to sing copyright at then. So when I was able to write those songs, he led me, you know, to record with the military band and the whole barracks. Yeah.
Interesting. Jomo, who has inspired you on the Ghana front? Which artists have inspired your journey on the Ghanaian musical front?
My lord, we met several groups, you know. Ruta Nabo, I met Ruta Nabo, you know. So I've been listening to Ruta Nabo. I tell you, they are a great band. I wish we follow on that footstep up to now. Like we will have a lot of live bands. Like every artist will be able to play live band, because those are the people I was watching those times. And Kente came along, and I was listening to them, watching them live. And myself, I joined the Vibration Boys, you know, way back. I was with them with Black Prophet, but I didn't stay long in that group. You understand me? So those are the people who inspired me a lot. Before Rocky Dawuni and all this, you know.
I see. And of all the genres in music, why reggae music? Why did you take
that's the kings and the queens music, and it's a warrior music. Nowadays we sing soft lyrics, but way back Bob Marley and others used this message to liberate the people, you know, from mental slavery, you know. So that is the message, because we grew up to learn about Marcus Garvey, Kwame Nkrumah, Haile Selassie, you know, Jomo Kenyatta. So that's the path. I'm a Pan-Africanist. So
speaking of which, where did you get your name from? Jomo Huta.
Yeah.
Jomo Kenyatta?
Yes, from Jomo Kenyatta, you know, the spear, you know.
How about the Huta? That's your
yeah, my name, my real name, you know. I'm from the Volta region. I'm Jomo Kweku Huta Paku. That's my full name.
Nice. Jomo, thank you very much for showing up today. You know what? We'll invite you on a reggae show and talk more. We'll have more time to talk about it, right?
Give thanks.
For this one there, it's on the main show, so we don't have to.
Yeah, give thanks.
But before we go, where can people access your music? And if
at the moment, Yeah, at the moment, the new release is on Audiomack. You know, we are now working on the video, so the new release now is on Audiomack. Other songs you need to listen to, you can get it on Audiomack, Apple Music, and other platforms that you can type in King Jomo Huta, and you will get my songs.
Thank you very, very much. Now, before we go, so our video we say your boy, you know, it was about pastors and the things they do. Let's listen for a few seconds and tell us something about that as we
what you see them are stealing in the name of the Holy Spirit. Give me the fire, make me burn all the evil man. Them me say, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now, Mr. Man, are you really, 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 really man of God? Oh now.
Jomo, man of God, fire you.
Kusi, they don't do me anything. No. They don't do me anything. There are good ones over there who are using their platforms to help humanity, but it seems others are just using the platform they have to rob.
Anyhow, you still there?
Everything.
All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
So that is it. So it's just like a campaign song to educate people about the wolves in the sheep clothing, you know. So that's it.
Very, very, very interesting. Jomo Huta, thank you very, very much. And as I said, we will meet on another platform where we'll get a chance to speak a lot more. Thank you very much for joining our show today.
Bless.
Wow, every time.
Lord have mercy. Yes, I know. Right now, I know now. Yes, I know. I know now. Yes, I know.
Yes, I know. Sons of Jomo Huta. Follow the man on social media. Go check out his music and follow his humanitarian works, Jomo Huta. And with that, I know that I also have the man called Justice Mafo on deck right now. He's going to bring us the report from his neck of the woods. Justice,
boss. I said the Bibia Boko, Nanso and Shada Nyabokosa, and Yamape Chinajo, and an real Sable Sumam, and the occupant of the silver stool. Ye didn't know what you da. And Untino Kuruma, and Yasam Ketuakra, and Anamugusua, a guinsa, or my blockade, Rose Nibia, or Montpese Pragiani taxi. He became na Manabachi, we say, if free a Chinajo. Enya de omba kwama trotro ka bia timia gbawura kurunum trotro ye mana kwan e mani mpie ye mana kwan e mani nwuram entino yentimi hu se obi ba aye ni bia ye nim se onkofa private car na mfamro se den o because omo se omo ma commercial cars no biara ntu em se opem so de otu kuro no obrare omo ma so de directives ma aye mampon traditional council no led by Ejurahene ene Mampohema se omonhwe na adeduanan pepepe 40 days omonhwe na omonya ntoto ye ni na otweda na ono otumfo no omra no omesie da sebro sebunsu otoso mienu enti no mugusu omoya ahoboa na kuro no moye menyamenya se so menya a mpanufo gusu omoya ntoto ye mabawura honom obra na ye ne Raphael di nkomo ni nyina na menenam ahemfie honom a mehwe de ekoso decorations ahodo omoye ni nyina no mpanimfo egusu a omogu nsa na omo sire pragiafo so omo sire omo a omo mpake nyamebo echina no na after echina na otweda no omo betimi atwa so aye omo adwuma enura nso so omo de clean up exercise chenchirin chehihye so wo mampom patanum baabia a mo de clean up exercise na hyehyɛ so a obia nso so de ne ho gye mu bia sɛ siesie wo mpɔtamu baabi a wotɔn aduane baabi a woteɛ bɔmmɔden na siesie w'ani mu sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a ɛho bɛteɛ nti na deɛ ɛrekɔ so wɔ Asante Mampɔn no na yɛrekɔ nsɛm foforɔ mu a ɛyɛ Kumase Metropolitan Assembly pani kwankyerɛfoɔ a wɔdaa no Kumase Mayor ɛyɛ King Zuba wɔde ato dwa kyerɛ mu sɛ adwuma no a John Dramani Mahama ɛne Kumase Assembly members ni nyinaa gye ato mu ɔmode ahyɛ ne nsa no ɔmfa mɛyɛ namfosɛm sɛ wadamfo no no a ɛnkane na wadamfo no no na mmom adwuma no yɛde ahyɛ ne nsa no deɛ sɛ wonnim na otwintwa na kwan mu anya de ɔde bɛkyɛw na wasɛte example ama pani bi ana ne yɔnko paa no obi anim sɛ boss fm anim hɔ deɛ Zuba no ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ boss fm na wɔne pani no nso so na yɛ adwuma na sesei no papa no yusi kaa bi a wɔde ayɛ mobile shop a ɔtontɔn nneɛma wɔ mu to wɔde besi kwan mu a na wagye kwan na bɔ so sɛneɛ Zuba atumi atwi pa man n'anim na wamfa bibia amɛyɛ madamfo no ade bibia to nkyɛ twi n'anim no ama maamefoɔ n'ani agye yie paa sɛ saa example ya wasa ti deɛ wo betumi ayɛ adwuma no sɛ deɛ wodi kan yɛ no ampa nti adwadifoɔ no ahyɛ ase ɛte nase sɛ wɔ so wɔde domire ti kwa mu de military rule na ɔde ababa di ɛyɛ asantema so wɔ no adwadifoɔ no ahyɛ ase ɛte nase a sesei no di congestion exercise a wɔyɛ no adwadifoɔ no ate nase a ɔmo ntwintwa na kwa mama sesei no adwuma no ayɛ simple ama no sesei wuduru adumu a atumi sɛ aduma yɛ nika paa aduma yɛ nika nti no yɛbɔ King Zuba aba so wama yɛ hunu different between Sampan a ɔyɛ former mayor ɛne King Zuba nso so ne deɛ a ɔno nso so gu so a wɔbuo no nso so yɛ ho nso yɛ kɛseɛ paa na ɛda mu na dwadifoɔ no bi se ɛyɛ wɔn abo Sampan deɛ ntira na wɔntumi wɔn no sɛ na aduru abatoɔ so na yɛde ne bɛyɛ KMA boss ɛno nti na wɔntumi anye bibia no nti King Zuba nso so mo hwɛ sɛ 2028 elections ne yɛ aduru hɔ na sɛ wɔbɛsesa ne nyinaa no ɔmo bɛhwɛ na ɔmo ahwɛ sɛ papa no wasesa ana asɛ still na no deɛ wɔtea na wɔte nti mafo justice we ne ama no botiawa me de bɛsom GH News now yɛn followers ɔmo wɔ TikTok ne YouTube yɛn subscribers ne yɛtiefoɔ nyinaa no we ne ama no bo a me di fra santemantam mu ebre yɛn followers wiase afa na nyinaa
yɛda CP na saa congestion asɛm a wɔken me hu video bi so na social media no bi echo asɔ kɔ yɛ ne dwuma na maame bi enso ɛne ne di asɛ ɔnyɛ chinya anu ɛhyɛ asɔ ɔne no like they were reasoning. It was really very refreshing to see so yɛbɛtumi ayɛ sɛ adwuma without being overly hyperactive about it. But I mean, so how you made? I mean, I'm a hacker. I had me packing me can't make me do me normal see ho. And then the panel so chance there be uchi has say or the car na see wa. Ultimate conquer fan normal and from be go say oh babeton. When you jana so say hana or the car be see. I was a car now the see ho. And there was some very cordial exchange of opinions on the matter. Before say very healthy. Zuba may have said, say, or the booby or whatever, but at the end of the day, make sure say, what should I imagine so booby? I'm so cancer, not just to get people to see. Say, it's very urgent. Say, ye never born ye say, my man, if you and yes, I know.
Sapa Pena said, yeah, what yes, in a news say, obe protected the interests of the traders and also so. Uguzwa, ya was it before say, Oba Beye, Kumase Mayor, no more opposition. Or be pake ne car say or a laptop. Or to laptop no. Or down a hokoto laptop no buy na KMA a city gas of one abe clamping a car and say I say 200.
Why am Brana Wakaza Swasa do car kusi wasa hokoto laptop Zuba? Where yasem.
Oba clamp say on 200 cities. It was say you know who said who said
parking in the city, issue. One more. Oko certain places are maybe it's a London and recently I'm introduces our New York so. Unya cross some zone be enya rural city ni pa e tax be awutua. Enti eno e man ko for person mobile drive ya city ni mu too much. Wonder me che no. Because oko kejite utu ya utu ka wo car and utu ya bu mako gina kejite wo pe bibia park. Meanwhile ka betimi afa e bia trotro and betimi afa taxi and betimi afa public transport you develop public transport your buses ni nye adwuma so that you betimi park your car we bia tech. No for public transport if you hold my bus city abeye dia wo ye we are no start public transport no back to tech now ko e be the congested city no of traffic and so
Zuba na say nka e wo se nka ba bia no nka omunya car park wo ho no e bia some 200 meters bia na nka car park wo ho enti say be kwa akoye se omuni car ho anu mutimi beto ade wo adum wo car dia wintimi meto ade wo adum ti afi no waba beti adwadufo na se asa ate wo customers wo be ade wo ho no so ase a ebetimi aboa na ma na timi put adequate measures in place and e be ya both traders and the customers no mo ba beto ade no so obia enya trimupo bia ntia no na obetimi aye adwuma na se de se ne fata.
Now before we go, one more thing and two more things so me perceive you better consider about science society, the issue of toilets and then public parks. For toilets in first, I would say whatever development is going to go on, especially maybe I should almost be seen for front. I would say every single unit be a one toilet. Public toilets, public toilets, it's not a thing. They stink. They make the place look nasty. Versus every single unit be a one toilet. Oh, your business you have to have a toilet in there for your customers. And to my boy, when I'm a toilet, then I can go there and use it. But every single one be a one idea. We have to consider that very much. Now be develop Kumasi ancient city. And to me conquer for saying your toilets in some of the structures never ordered anymore. No. Na say be some one or two public places of convenience. Now I'm up here, no up. You know. But another thing, so say in a place like New York, no, they don't have public toilets. So. But we me say be McDonald's, Johnson de. But me ra hon makwa Johnson. And I buy no a mandate to say some of these places they should keep their toilets open so that people can come there and use them. I'll say consider toilets a very important thing with the redevelopment of Kumasi. No? And after public parks, Kumasi baby your children's park or honum. Oko children's park I say sabi refood.
What the people do?
Refood ni go honum. You know, this Nipa boni phobia kopo chenko baby I refood. But anyhow, I was
at that press conference.
Omo press conference.
I was at that Omo kaza yeah. I didn't quite as I was it was a work of the devil.
What
I was at that consumption about Debbie we kwande nyamia. It is one so almost a press conference.
You know, but back to the we say children's park we need to revive the children's park and then have a few of them around. I'll say a woman baby and crabby to share diagro. I cry if for Sutherland Children's Park was Bakupe any dinner. I'll say every 4 or 5 blocks be at least every community be there should be a children's park. The way you see AstroTurf now they know. We should also consider having open parks as part of the development. So you mean Yano city center now. Kumasi spread the corner. Yen starting cooperatives are there no. Ahinema Kokobi. Those back in the day, now Ahinema Kokobi a town on itself. So say Ahinema Kokobi is practically part of Kumasi. And to care planning and you start to say children's parks. Our honoma. Say kasi say bia e won't damage there to near no. And that's another thing for the mayor to consider. I hope said not somebody. Justice, that's CP need you why?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Me who said in the green room, but me name says still our honoma. And if we're not able to get him, we will wait for about 2 minutes or so, and then we'll bring the show to an end.
Radio culture. Radio culture. Transmitting online. Radio culture.
All right, so we don't have a Genodia. So and I don't know say what Agric you need Agric updates in social. It's the show ni be CSA for in the next week, God willing, we'll continue the discussion on the NPP. As we said, we'll try to get somebody from the national executive, and we'll also bring you all the other parts of the show. Thank you very much for joining us today. We will be back, God willing, next week with another full package for you. Edamasipi say brebi abunya bre ene etenase efa adwene edi Ghana ho komo edi Africa ho komo edi ewiase nyina ho komo na yehu dia ebeboa yen. Edamasipi na wotwe a esan be monsan enjoy ye bio. I'll leave you with, did I say a thing? Agenodia, just as I was about to go, here comes Agenodia. Yen shese betnya Agenodia mandin the reporter brain quick and sunny akwa. Nananimo akrepim ba for Agenodia. Fire call, eden ekoso baby awono. Hello. We're still trying to get Agenodia well situated. So didn't report Bebe and Sana Yako. Looks like he's having some issues with his camera connection. All right, Sisi Nyano, Nana Nimo for Akepim Agenodia. Nana, fire kwede na question will be our one.
More powerful. And me boss what I want mention ras na me mo abaso adwumaso na adwumabra a wo ye deboa wiase nyina nyame nhira wo yenso so yeta wachi said the baby bia betimi akototen said the be ya de enije ne ahoto be sansan panin sese nkwanye da ta no ho ya na esabinom nentam so said the bre di nkan ye nemu yi de na memfiri me report no nyina ase said the bia me tonkra efiri boro apoye ene boro man na wo hwe si mu nsem bre ne si ye na nso ye dan ya ye dwem ne sento adawroma oba sunwane a sede ye bono regional capital no oba sunwane a de wato aba amana na say de Ghana mampanim bo ne din so no ne meye ban na musini be kire MC ayo nunyamfo Vincent J ono bra ufiri ne dwuma ase na na okọ no office ekoda ne ho adi mansa ntrofo koma na kwaba eno ye na ufiri ne dwuma ase na ena no ya woda eno se bibru mpanensa ye digya wa ya na de aso na ade ye nso a ena eyenti na wo se utimi de aso bofam na obesunwan a ade ba kwa awre ho ne se sunwan kru no eye kura enye ne na eba ne nso kwan bia da ho mresanten besi na kota akura no onfa bi ngusu da ayaro ho sempai ho so aye dwadi bia ye maamenom ne ye papanom ne ye nuanom maba wa otonton no ma bi te se enuane ahodo ehwa na odinam obekokora nam ebigu ho a wo ton ne nso so se ko ba senzu to a eduane a apro bi te se anka banche ne ade na che se ene ne te ne nyina prafra na wo hwe eni mukura na ka me se eduane krompo a wo te hye wonum ma ne koto ye vrum krompo no ebe ye agadi we na to no nyamfo yakoma so a ena no wade asobo ofam ya we fra say utwede ampo ya adomo a bosumi ewum ye contractor no de adwuma na hyedensa na ono nso to nanim to say abosumi maako ensiantam yi de ode be ye adwuma ne nyina afiri ho se de be ya saa kwan no nso so ebetumi enya na dodo na fra ho masomfo ho ufiri ho ana che say o kọ chira station baby wo ho ya fra ho bidi so eho na saa kwan no wa na no ode asobo ofam ya wo se wo mfiri adwuma na se eno achi bono sunyan east kurudua na mu anase sunyan east mpesua no so ho ano ewo kurubi ho aye frɛ no abisim ɛho nso so no ɛno mabere nhada nkoyie ebi ɛyɛ sɛ betima abodua data wo baabi me kyerɛ the background ye no nso so otwa nhoma mu ɔse wo mfrase na wonye market ka ho bi sɛ da be betimi aboa ma adwadie ho nsɛm ne akɔne abadie ho nsɛm so betimi akɔtɔten na ɛnra memeni ɛna sɛdeɛ yenim ebi obi ate obi so kramponte oba sunwane anasa oba Ghana ha kroba akon ye yesu ho sɛ uwura mu ahonedie ɛkɔso paa no ɛyɛ sunwan ɛnɛ dodo na aka ɛnokora nso na nansan e kama yɛ sɛ bi buru sɛ yɛ tirimude sɛ yɛ boapaye sɛ yɛ abro ana wo bɛka sɛ yɛ bɛyie obi ntumi nkyerɛ efi sɛ wofa sunwan monten so na ɔhwɛ gates mu sɛ deɛ esi achoki na insutadeɛ tata mu emu polythene bags emu anka bi mu di ne ɛho kroneba etintintin gates ni mu a nsuo to a enya kwan entene mfam ye bi no so kora ye nsuo wo fia ahodo ne wo shop ahodo a na obehwe gates ni mu a entumi ntene nkɔ a apaye ntontom na kyɛ sɛ ɛsɛe sunwan di na ahonidie ene ahote a wo sunwan kromu nso ɛsesa no ononyamfo yi ɛhwesentagye ɛsan so si monten so na ansa na no de kambo dawuro ya ɛnra memeni sunwan nipadom dodo na esi famu a obo a tete gates ahodo mu prapra kwan ho sɛ de bɛya sɛ de ɛka se sunwan ɛyɛ ahonidie kuro no ebetumi agina ho brane na asan so apagya sunwan ama sunwan akɔso ayɛ krabahwɛ nanso arahu sɛm a mede ba so toto famu abeto dwane sɛ wɔsɛ adwumadie hu no raso adawro ma menim sɛ bi a wode waso to famu ti ate bibia wobɛ sunwan a ahensɛm a ɛkɔso wɔ nkura hodo so no sunwan so ɛka ho bi ne santi ɔhene no ɔhema no entamu nhyɛ da ngo ya asɛm ekura ɛbɛka sɛ akwakopie wɔ National House of Chiefs a wɔhwɛ sɛ ɔbɛpa no pom sibrɛ ne santi bra saa hunidie ho nsɛm yɛ ononyamfo Vicentagye ɔbɔ ho dawura emu nipadɔm si monten so ɔprapraeɛ no wɔntumi anka nkyerɛ nana anaasɛ traditional council sɛ wɔmmra ɛfiri sɛ afanu mmienu no ɔmo ntamu nhyɛ da ngo na ɛnom ɛna bra ho sisi asiesie ɛne aprapra no kɔso no yɛde yɛ ne kuro twa yi si hu sɛ sunwan hene aba a na odie ne mu a ɔno nso bɛkye adɔm no ɛne ononyamfo yi na ɛnom na ade akyi yɛ sɛ mahema sɛ odua ne sɛn ɛna wɔte ne saa odi kan ba ne nanso bɛka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɛyɛ adwuma na wɔyɛ no ɔbɔ homa ne kɛkɛ na ɛnya ade sɛ obehia ɔmo wɔsere oburu enti amane na ɔde kɔbɔ na nahema ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔma nananom bi ama hɔ no na ewie akyire a sunwan man hene ba hɔ no na ɛkame yɛ sɛ asɛ wamfa ubuo ne anidie amma ɔno sunwan hema ne santi bede ma so toto fam no de mate ne sɛ wɔsɛ de ɛbɛyɛ yie bɛtɔ yie nti nyame yɛ adom ɔkyena ɔmra ne pɔtɔ so na onye omeyi nsɛm ano de ɛyɛ ya ɔba na himfie anaasa na boboa no bɛka kyerɛ de sɛ aprapra ne asiesi a ɛkɔso sunwan kuro no mu no ɛnya ade sɛ ɔbɛhia nananom na ɛyɛ dɛn ɛna ɔhene ne deɛ ɛbaa bi ɛa wada ama ɛno nso ho asɛm ɛno no na memfa bi nso so ana ade baako a ɛno nso so ɛyɛ ne sɛ ɛsɛn sɛ ɛnɛ ɛyɛ maame nom da yɛde ka yɛ maame nom yɛbɔ maba so yɛyi ɔmo ayɛ no wobɛsunwan a kame yɛ sɛ ɛyɛ nigye nti bi motutu kwan sɛ sika ne no nti bi mo hyehyɛ dɛm sɛ ayɛ dɛn because usi sunwan monten so a kuro no mu ayɛ din ɛwɔ mu sɛ sunwan ɛyɛ kuro a dede ne mu deɛ nanso wei ni din na ayɛ no ebo pusa kakra ɛnwanwa kakra sɛ enkabra ɛyɛ Mother's Day sɛ deɛ enka bo hu na obi ne ne ba obi ne ne maame obi ne ne dɔfo bi na mabɔnten ya ɛno nso kra ɛda adi sampa saa fa hye nyina yɛ ka bom adi ama na yɛ fɛ nanso so no unhu ne saa obɛfa ha shop we na yatum ɛne bɛyɛ shops ahodo bɛyɛ enum ne nyina no yatoto ne nyina mu yɛ ɛno so no yɛnte ase eguso a yɛnhwɛmu die nti a ama na basa nti wadawro mana ene kwese sɛ dempene sɛ ne kwata ne ba tane gina hɔ ne ne tantrudo na ansa na no na wohwehwɛ mu yedi nkɔmɔ ma wodi jam sɛ cashew ne board na wo pause ne Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama wɔde ayɛ ne susudi ada na koma so sɛ ɔbɛhwɛ ama yɛ maame no ne yɛ papa no ɔyɛ cashew akuafo nso bitumi enya so mfa so titiri no yɛnhwɛ na saa board yɛ ntanampa me de akyira na de beto dwa ne sɛ de bɛyɛ bibia bitumi ayɛ yie ewum sɛ cashew no enne yɛ ne dodo na ba fam de nanso ɛnyɛ ne nko a na yɛ cashew otwedi ampo yɛ adom a afie besi mu cashew bɛba enti na wɔ sɛ de mpene sɛ fuku ade no yɛ na ɔpɛne mrobana nti ɔsɔ de nhyɛ pagu akwam nti saa bere yɛ a yɛ kɛsɛ cashew board no ɛnyɛ ade sɛ wɔ dissolve no ogusu ɔtoto no ma sɛ de bɛyɛ a obetumi apagye mu ade akɔkyerɛ ɔmampani sɛ de ɔno Ghana mampani ɛpɛ cashew board no wɔn a ɔnso so yɛ cashew atɔfoɔ nso baabi a wabɔ mbɔden apagya kuo no akɔ akɔduru no
Interesting. Yo, and yeah, that's it. Because so enough when you di cashew assembly chief my pa. It's no here pa.
No piafo.
You cashew board. Yeah, that you be inaugurate cashew board no. I will say omoma ya go high table. It's say you need the tree. Pa pa. And after said yeah, shena you benya ekwafo ni bio mu a. Senya cashew mpo a na se obenya ekwafo foforo bi amamonia bedi nkomo afa
Okay.
FM ho a nka ebe me de pa na.
Okay. But Adama said the impact on say besom ama wiase nyina hu som ayesom nti adaroma ebesom na yabo moden apɛ ekuafo no bi eba se cashew ana se de oyekua ni bi asa de woka na pepepe.
Ɛna efe so mo abɔmmɔfoɔ nso yɛbɛpɛ sɛ ɛbrɛ bi ɛbi ne ɔmo nso bɛdi nkɔmmɔ ɛwɔ ha.
Okay.
Edwuma mi de hyɛ nsa nie mepɛ sɛ wopɛ edwuma a yɛ nananom nnwuma a nansen asɛ
nnwuma no
atomfo abɔmmɔfoɔ aduane koraa po obi a ɔno aduane bi a yɛhyɛ na adi papa bibi saa no na yɛne ɔmo ni nkɔmmɔ ɛsiane sɛ ne nyinaa yɛgye yɛamammerɛ no ɛbi si ɔne yɛde gu obi bɛka ne sɛ digital format me nkɔmmɔ a me ne wodi sisi ayi ɛda baabi bebree a obi te abotire ɔbɛte bi na sɛ ɔnim deɛ ɛkɔ so mpo a na ɔmo nso ehu ne bibi saa ni so nti last week we did edwuma hyɛ wo nsa wodi de pɛpɛɛpɛ me da ase edwuma foforɔ a me san de ahyɛ wo nsa nie why
Matthew bro
yo me da ase
bro okay
all right
okay.
And most definitely, this is where we bring the curtain down, because in about 36 minutes or so, we'll be back with the Rastafari Council bi-weekly lecture series. So we have to go right now. Actually, go prepare for that. All right. I'll be back next week, God willing, in the same seat with another live stream for you. Thank you for doing the watching. I'm out. My name is Kusi Sonba.